Are you ready?
Yep.
Welcome back to the podcast. Welcome back to the Iron House podcast. It's your boy Daryl.
And this is Roy.
And this is Myron.
And today we're going to talk about our brand new service or product that we're bringing out, our online coaching groups or goal groups, as I call them, as you've seen in the video.
You're making it thick. You're making it thick.
Yeah, hey man, to me, goal groups just sounds really good in my head. It resonates, but I've been explained that it could be a little bit tricky to enunciate if you're not, me.
Yep.
So I'm okay with that.
That makes sense.
They are online coaching groups, but they're focused on a specific goal, and that's what makes them goal groups. And we're super excited. It's a brand new way to train. It's a whole new service that we're offering. We've never done online coaching before. We're all very much in-person, hands-on coaching business here.
As opposed to most of the rest of the fitness industry.
Exactly.
Nowadays.
We have the advantage of having an actual facility. Most people don't have their own gym. And then the prices that some gyms ask for a session is pretty crazy sometimes. So we've never had a reason to have to go online. But we decided that we want to have a little bigger reach. And there's a few reasons why we came up with this specific kind of service, and we'll get into that in a little bit. But I think for this episode, what we want to do is take the time to not only explain what it is, so this is specific, I guess, again, for our members, to understand exactly what you're getting yourself into, but for you guys also to explain your groups, what the goals are, and what they can expect from your group, the training style, the philosophy, some of the extra features. Because what I want people to understand is that these products are designed to be like a full feature set product.
Yep.
You're supposed to get everything you need in order to have all the support, information, motivation to actually work towards your goals.
Yeah, so it's not just here's a program, it's also how do you actually do the program.
Exactly.
Because that's some important stuff.
Yeah, because that's kind of what the normal products are. You just buy a program online, either from an app or some coach. You buy a stock program and you just follow the program on your own, which in most cases works. But we want to make sure that we have a higher success rate for people actually sticking to something. And the way to do that is by making it a little bit more engaging. That you feel like you're doing it as part of a community.
Yeah,
people
you're
together.
just doing it by yourself.
Yeah. So to start off with, of course, I had to employ you two guys to start off with the groups because you guys are really good at what you do. And to also have a bit of a diversity in the selection. So before we get into that, the goal groups are simply an online coaching group where you have one of your coaches, so either Roy or Myron, and they provide everything you need to focus on that goal. Each goal group has a specific goal that's focused on, which these guys are experts in, and you get everything you need from programming to weekly videos. So the full range of support and mediums you need to actually work towards this goal. So that's what the online coaching groups are. And we're starting off with Roy with classic powerlifting and with Myron with the functional formula, functional training. And Myron was able to nail a really solid name for that one.
Last minute though.
We
got it.
We got it.
Yeah.
So I guess the powerlifting one's a little bit more obvious because Roy, you're as powerlifting as powerlifters get.
Yeah,
and
pretty much.
And it's a very popular sport. It's booming, of course. And there's many different starting phases for people to actually get into powerlifting. So when you're a more high-level competitive powerlifter, you probably want a little bit more hands-on coaching. You want a one-on-one kind of attention. But in the beginning, a lot of different things can help a lot of different people, right?
Yeah, I think most people start off with like either free programs or they buy programs before they get into real coaching, as in one-on-one coaching.
Yeah. And Myron, for you, you're a CrossFitter and weightlifter by discipline.
Yep.
That's your thing.
Yep.
And that gives you a really strong foothold also in the more functional approach to training.
Yep.
As you said, the idea of functional formula is to
improve their general fitness and your athleticism.
What was the quote again? You gotta lift big and look good.
Lift big, move well, and look good.
There you go. So that's, I think a lot of people can resonate with that.
Yeah.
Because as also for a more powerlifting gym, we all love to lift big shit. We like lifting heavy weights. Everyone likes the idea of, I got 3 plates on the bar. I got 4 plates on the bar. So that idea is nice. But I also want to be able to move well. There's a quality that comes to that is also very important in powerlifting, but it gets pronounced in different ways. It's moving well for the sake of lifting as much weight as possible.
Yep.
But there's also like a lot of conditioning work in there, right?
Exactly.
I mean, my program doesn't have any of that.
Yeah.
Yes. No. In this program, it's going to be all the way mixed. It's going to have.
You can move the mic more towards it. Yeah. Just pull it.
It's better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. It's going to have a lot of variations in the program. It's going to have strength movements. It's going to have conditioning, gymnastics movements. So it's going to be everything and then fit it in one good program. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So let's talk about, of course, I have my specific reasons for asking you guys to coach these groups.
Yeah.
But that's because these training styles and training methods fit with you guys. So, Roy, tell the people why someone would want to join the group from the perspective of powerlifting. Why powerlifting? Why could this really help them?
So why they should start powerlifting, or why they should do this program?
So if they have an interest in powerlifting, they want powerlifting, why this program could really be the way to do that? It's just to start off with.
Yeah, I think it's a good way to start off if it's something that might interest you, but you're not sure about it. Because nowadays a lot of people jump right into one-on-one coaching, which is cool. It works awesome, but it's also really expensive, And if it's for a sport that you're not sure you might like, then jumping into something that's a bit less costly is a good way. Like I said, a lot of people start off with either free programs or they buy programs to start off with, and something like this is kind of similar, and I think it can help people just get started. So, and I made the program in a way, or tried to make the program in a way that it should work for a lot of people. So it's a good way to get started.
And you mentioned a very important thing that we haven't mentioned explicitly yet in the post we made yesterday, and the newsletter that's going out, is that next to this service being very, very effective and I guess optimized in the sense of having everything you need from different aspects of training, it's also incredibly affordable. Yep. The price that we're asking, because it's a group aspect, we're doing the work as a coach for multiple people at the same time. There's a trade-off, of course, because it can't be hyper-personalized, because when it happens, you got to pay a lot more money.
Yep.
If you care about every individual exercise being tuned to you, then you got to pay more. But tell the people about how different levels of experience and that intuitive self-input makes the program work.
Well, basically, the less experienced you are, the easier it is to make progress. So the more advanced you get, the more specific you got to train, the less, or the more you got to find different ways to keep making progress. But if you're a beginner, progress is pretty easy. So that means that the things you can do to make progress are a lot wider than when you're more advanced. So that's why they should work for a lot of people. So because they have so much more gains to make.
Yeah, they don't need hyper-specific things in order to make the progress that they need.
Yeah.
And we've gone through the program, of course, and there's also a lot of places where there's room for your own intuitive input when you see that, okay, it gives you instructions of these are the options you can do. If you have a personal preference for a little bit for this type of charge of exercise or that one, then it's easy to fill that in.
Yeah, the program's also pretty flexible, as it's mostly based around RPE, with a top set and then back down sets calculated from the top set itself. So you're not. So if you were somebody that progresses a bit slower, that's okay, because you can just adjust. It's not like you have to do this weight on week 3 and now you can't and now you feel bad.
Exactly, it doesn't force you to increase specific weights. It increases based on effort.
Yeah, and at the same time, if you're somebody that can progress faster, you can also do that.
Yeah, and that's the benefit of working RPE based.
Yeah.
And your program is also in the same category of being effort input based.
Yeah. That's true. I also have the RPE based throughout the weeks. So the RPE levels increase throughout the weeks. That's the goal. But just like Roy said, some days you just don't feel as good as the other days. And then an RPE 8 may feel like an RPE 9. So
got to adjust back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's great about the type program, because it just keeps it applicable in all situations for all people. So you bring your own experience to the table and you bring your own effort for that day as well. And it gives you the space to take into account, okay, I've had a rough week, I'm more tired, or tough challenge at work or whatever. So the energy you bring to the gym, whether you like it or not, is a little bit less. You can adjust that in the training and still train effectively.
Yeah.
Because, in the old saying of even a bad day in the gym is better than no day in the gym at all.
True.
So you can still keep building it up there. And let's talk about some of the features, because, Roy talked about powerlifting, but now you're doing functional training. So for the people who don't completely understand what functional training is, because it's a word that gets thrown around a lot, powerlifting is a specific sport.
True. There's a lot of mixed feelings about what the meaning is of functional training.
That's standing on a bolster ball and squatting, right?
No.
Yeah.
No?
That's hard as fuck.
Got it all wrong.
If you could do that, that's impressive as fuck.
That's impressive. That's the component that we call stability. But functional, as how I see it and how I wanted to bring to the program, is that you are so versatile as possible, that you could do everything from lifting to jumping to throwing to everything, to body weight movements, gymnastics, conditioning exercises. So I just want to technically make a program for everyone, and that it could improve their general fitness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I said, the philosophy is to lift big, move well, and look good.
Yeah.
So it really hits all those avenues.
True.
And of course, powerlifting, you do it right, it does the same thing as well.
Yeah.
Except it's more specific towards that one sport, becoming a really good powerlifter.
Yeah.
Which is what I like about the combination of these two programs, because powerlifting is a booming sport right now. It's getting bigger, and like we're known as the powerlifting gym. So having another way to help people get a foothold there and train specifically to become a powerlifter is awesome.
Yeah.
If you want to become a better powerlifter, you want to master your powerlifting as a sport, this program is perfect for it. And if you want to improve your fitness so you can improve whatever you're doing with it, I mean, whether you're kickboxing or climbing or whatever, or CrossFit or just bodybuilding, doesn't matter. Having a strong foundational base that you can lift heavy weights properly, you know how to move. You're not, you don't get taken out by having to do one lateral jump and all of a sudden your knees fucking cave in. And all these things translate into doing effective work every week on a regular basis, training your muscles, and then eventually the right body composition for you will present itself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think something like the functional formula is also pretty interesting, because with how popular powerlifting is nowadays, it sometimes feels like you can't just do general strength training. If you do strength training, you got to do powerlifting. And it's like, I don't know where people get this idea from. You can still get strong at other things than squat, bench press, and deadlift. Yeah. So something like this is pretty cool, because it can sort of teach people like, oh, there's other movements I can actually get strong at than squat, bench, and deadlift.
Yeah. Because for me, ideally, let's say if I was just a member of the gym, just a consumer, to me, it's like the perfect combination of in a year, I would do 3 months powerlifting pro group, of goal group, 3 months functional, and then build it up. And then when I come back to powerlifting, my conditioning is better. I can handle a lot more volume. So my resilience towards the heavy training of powerlifting has improved. And go back to powerlifting, increase my stats again. And then you're doing workouts in, again, the next phase of the functional training, where you got to do, let's say, a workout with some deadlifts and some jumps. Yeah. You're doing 220 deadlifts and then jumping. That's pretty fucking cool. Yeah. So it kind of like the ultra athlete aspect of, you can deadlift, 2.5 times your body weight, but you can also run a marathon.
Yeah. Yeah, I also want to add on what Roy just said, because also he said there's a different form of strength training, but again, there's also, if you're doing his program, you'll get stronger faster. So that's more focused on pure strength. Mine is just focus on all the aspects. So if the goal is strength, I'd recommend Roy's program. Yeah. If the goal is just general fitness, then I'd recommend this one.
Yeah. And that's exactly why we have the two options. And the great thing about this program is it's hyper flexible. If you want to try one program 1 month and the next program the other month, hey, do what you got to do.
Yep.
We'll help you with that. Because how this service is made is that when you sign up for a group on a weekly basis, you get the things that you need. We are going to use a whole new app. So most people who have coaching from us, they're used to getting Excel sheets. Thanks to Myron, we've found a new app that we're using, TrueCoach, which is a little bit more interactive, a little bit more user-friendly in the sense of checking off workouts and having a bit more clear list of what it is to do. You don't have to scroll to the right week and then scroll to the right day and then play around with cells. It's a little bit more intuitive in that sense. Yep. So you get all those things in a very easy way. And to be super blunt, because, sometimes you got to, if you can't train with this, then you can't fucking train, in my opinion. If you get the program, the weekly coaching videos, so the weekly coaching videos, people don't know, the idea is that we start every week, you get your new week of training, and you get a coaching video from one of your coaches who explains what the changes are from week to week, what are some important things you got to pay attention to, some pro tips, so you still get that coaching aspect to it. And like I said in the video, the Instagram post, it's community-based. Yeah. Both these groups, you get a private online community, so you and your fellow members of that group can post videos to each other, ask questions, ask for tips. There's some people who are maybe coming into the program with a little bit more experience, or someone got the answer for a question someone else has. You can support each other. I mean, the community aspect of it definitely helps with staying motivated, because, if okay, these other 20 people, did they one already?
Yeah.
I probably should get my ass to the gym, make sure I keep up.
Yeah.
So that definitely helps. And besides that, the groups also have more unique features. So Roy, your group also has
A monthly live session.
yes. So every month you get a live webinar with Roy where you're going to talk about.
Anything that's relevant to the program.
There you go.
I mean, I'm not sure yet. I got to figure stuff out, but probably figure something out.
Yeah, it's also based, of course, on what we see in the groups, what people ask, what kind of questions come up the most, and then we can take that and make that webinar as useful as possible for the biggest majority.
Yeah, so it'll probably be like a good place for people to ask questions or like bring things up that'll like, hey, there's like 5 guys that had this problem. Maybe I should talk about it because maybe other people have the same problem.
So it's another opportunity to get together and also talk to your coach, interact. Because besides that, it's really just working off of all the things that we're giving. For this price, you're not going to expect to get, to email or call your coach every single day.
Yep.
The program is super clear and intuitive. The coaching video gives a lot of explanation. There's also a program handbook that everyone's getting with every details. So you're responsible, of course, for putting yourself out there and putting your best foot forward and getting, of course. And your group has a monthly
newsletter.
Yes. What's going to be a newsletter?
Same as Roy, actually. It's going to depend on what the people need. But I want to focus as well as health stuff outside of the gym. So how to manage stress or sleep management and how to improve that. So
even that you're getting in that group.
Yeah.
Because again, these groups are fucking affordable. They're 30 euros. That's what we're starting off with. For these groups, they're 30 euros a month. That's nothing, in my opinion, for the value that you're getting. But because we're able to do that in Iron House, because of the scale that we have, and we're hoping to go wide and do this for multiple people, it'll make complete sense in that way. So, I mean, people pay way more than that for just programming on a monthly basis.
Yeah, way more.
Yeah. So, and again, one of the reasons also why I found it really important to design the service in that way is because the world isn't getting any cheaper. We're all dealing with rising prices, inflation, most likely 99% recession that's going to come. So it's going to be harder and harder for people to not feel like they need to sacrifice their investment in their health. And that's what we don't want. We want people to always remember that no matter what's going on, your health is top priority.
Yep.
World can go on his head, but you want to make sure that you're healthy, you're not dealing with unnecessary sicknesses, you're not in pain, you're not suffering physically or mentally and emotionally. So this is also an easy way to make sure that if you need to scale back in the budget, there's still an amazing, valuable, full-service product for you here in Iron House as well. So that's an important thing. It's next to all the things we're already doing, but it's also worth mentioning that it's affordable because we want our members to be able to feel like, all right, times are tough, but I still want to invest in my health, still want to invest in my fitness, still want to be part of something important in that sense.
Yeah, but I think even if times like weren't tough and shit wasn't getting more expensive, it just fills this nice gap between like Iron Athlete coaching and no coaching at all, or just having a program.
Exactly, absolutely, yeah.
Yep.
It definitely gives you a great way to step into that and feel okay. I'm doing the things I need to do to invest in my fitness because it's fucking 30 euros. I mean that's a few beers less in a month.
It's not that much.
No, it's actually
and sickness
nothing.
is also costs also a lot.
Yeah, exactly. You know what's more expensive? Almost everything else has to do with being unhealthy.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep.
So we talked about the features of the group. So to summarize, when you sign up for one of these groups, you get a weekly program via our brand new app, super intuitive. It works very fluently, great user experience in that sense. You get a weekly coaching video.
And you get exercise videos in the program itself.
Exactly. That's true. In the app, you get short demonstration videos. Sometimes it's the generic stock one that the app comes itself, if it's something more simple, but if it's something specific to the programming, then these boys have actually filmed those videos themselves.
Then maybe you'll see me lifting an empty barbell looking super serious.
Yeah, exactly. So you also get that approach, and it's also you can link it directly into how we do things here in the gym. So again, everything you need to work to train towards your fitness goals. I mean, if you can't do it this way, then it might not be for you.
Yep.
Which I don't believe. I think everyone's able to achieve their fitness goals. I think everyone should have fitness goals. Having a baseline of health is just super important. I tell people, you want to get to 40 and still feel good. You want to get to 50 and still feel good. You want to get to 60 and not feel like everyone has to take care of you, It's a small investment to make sure that your whole life you can enjoy the fruits of being a healthy person. Mm-hmm. You also get the program handbook, everything you need to know to be able to read the program, follow the program, best practices, do's and don'ts. That alone already helps make you a well-rounded strength athlete, a well-rounded gym goer. You know how everything works. You know what everything is called. So that is kind of a training handbook in itself. That's already super valuable. Then you get a monthly webinar or a newsletter to just a little bit, cherry on top, dot the I's, cross the T's, make sure that if you have a question you want it to be discussed, you have opportunity as well. And I think the most important part, which is also what makes Iron House so unique, is the community aspect. Sharing with people, sharing their experiences, being able to ask questions to other people. Some people are just intuitively more better at some things. Some people have questions about something else, and having a place where you can discuss things. And of course, you guys will chime in from time to time. But the community part is really just for the group members, for them to share together and
hopefully share some PRs.
Exactly. A little bit of sense of teamwork, also doing it together, ask questions like, hey, we're maybe week 5, day 3 is going to be a tough day. We're all going to do it together. And this program and service is also made for everyone, anywhere. We're, of course, a little bit biased towards our own members in our own gym a little bit, which we should be. But I think it's going to be great to know, hey, are you also doing day 3 today? Cool, let's train together. Or, I think he just came to work out. I see he's doing, exercise C of today. And I wasn't so sure about it. Let me go ask him, like, hey, was this what it's supposed to do? So it lowers the barrier of entry. It makes it a lot easier to really get into it and enjoy it.
Yep.
So I'm actually super, super proud of this product. I think it might take a little bit for people to roll into it the way we want to, because we talked about it. We have a bunch of meetings about it, and we've designed all the programs, so we know the amazing value that's in there. And now people just have to be like, oh, okay, this is also a great way to train. This works for me. And you can pick and choose. If you don't care about the webinar, don't join the webinar. If you don't care about the community page, you just want a program, that in itself is already super valuable. You can skip that.
Yep.
The important thing is that you have the tools that you might need to achieve your goals. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
So what can they expect for the first few weeks of training for your groups?
Well, for my group, it's mostly focused on building a solid base. So training isn't super specific. It's only as far as squat and deadlift, you're only really doing the competition movement once a week. And for us, it's pauses, RDLs. You just get a nice and solid foundation and I made it that way because, I have no idea what training-based people are coming from. Maybe they're already really good at the lifts. Maybe they've barely done them. So just building a nice, solid foundation. And then once we move into heavier, more specific stuff, I kind of know, okay, they've done this before, so then they should be able to do this. It's
kind of like a buy-in period. Everyone does the same starting off point so that everyone is kind of evened out to the same level. Everyone's capacity for the work to come is the same.
Yeah, and so that I know they have a solid base to peak from. Because if you don't have a good training base and you try to peak them, then it's not going to work out that well, probably. Yeah. And also try to make sure that it fills in a lot of the movement gaps that the competition lifts lack. So there's a lot of accessory stuff in there. There's a lot of non-specific stuff in there. Bicep work, direct hamstring work, that kind of stuff. So yeah, core work. Yeah,
because what I like about the way you programmed is that even for a more experienced lifter, because both these groups are made for beginners and moderate, people already with more than enough experience.
Yeah.
Unless you're sure of yourself that you're a very experienced and more advanced lifters, then it's probably not for you. If you're more a competitive athlete, then this is not made for you. This is made for another segment. But in your training, you kind of have a sense of going back to basics, starting off from basics again. Even someone who's been training for maybe a year or two is a good way to take a step back again. Maybe deload and reload certain moves that you haven't been doing to be able to kind of recalibrate and then build up from there again. Because the program will get harder and tougher again when you start going towards a peak.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's a really great way to just get back to basics.
Yeah, get back to basics, learn to move well, grow some muscle mass, and then get into the heavy stuff.
And who wouldn't want that? I'm trying to decide for myself once the group launches which group to join myself, because I have a program now that I follow, but I miss powerlifting, and I like the way you train, but I also enjoy functional, the way I work out, because I don't have a lot of time, to just blast through my workouts. Yep. So I'm really debating which one to start off with, and after a few months, switch to someone else. So
I'll test both.
I'm gonna be getting high of my own supply. So
honestly, you should just probably do a heavy top set and then just go do other stuff. And then just go do Myron's program.
So I just do both. Just I'll grab the compounds from yours and then the rest from Myron's.
Yeah, but like not even the compounds from my program. Just do like one heavy top set, work up to it, and then go do Myron's program. I think it should work really well for you.
That's basically what I'm doing now, except for not program. So
because I mean, to be honest, you don't seem like the kind of person to do like all the boring stuff that I program. So I don't
have time.
Yeah. So that's why I said just do one because one heavy top set can do a lot for you.
So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna follow this program, but I'm gonna get you to just program my top sets for me.
Yeah.
And my progression per week, and then go from there and see how it happens.
That should work pretty well.
I think it'll work pretty well. And what can people expect from the functional formula?
Yeah. So
fucking awesome name. So tell us. Sell it.
In the functional formula, you guys can expect how most days are going to be laid out, actually, is you guys are going to have a strength part. After strength part, most likely a conditioning piece, and then still accessories. And throughout the first 4 weeks, the goal is mostly going to be on building up the upper body, so the shoulders, the biceps, the triceps, and increasing your pull-up strength.
Yeah, buddy.
And also going throughout all the compound movements, like the deadlift, the squat, and I also have variations in that. So if you're not comfortable yet with a heavy back squat, there's variations to goblet squat, to air squat, to just for really from beginners to the...
So you can scale it yourself.
You can scale yourself.
Awesome.
Yeah. Also, I have stuff with trap bar deadlifts. I know not everyone has access to it, so there are also variations to that.
You get options.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So your group function formula is a 4-week split, because every 4 weeks there's a specific goal being focused.
Yeah.
And Roy, yours is a 12-week split, right? Give or take.
Yeah, I'm not sure yet if I'll program like the next block I'll make a peak, or if I do like some kind of strength block and then a peaking block. I'm not sure about that. But so it might be like it might be 12-week rotation or 18-week. I'm not sure yet.
But it still follows the same like training methodology phases, from like going from like maybe a volume phase, or like a foundational phase, and then a strength phase, and then a peaking phase, and a deload.
Yeah, so I'll probably do something like that. Like so now it's more like a hypertrophy phase, or just volume phase, whatever you want to call it. Then a more strength phase, and then a peaking phase, I think.
Yeah, so nice. And because again, the program is called Classic Powerlifting, and that's very much a classic powerlifting approach. And the reason why it's classic is because it fucking works. It gives you the time also to really build up in those phases, so that when you get to your peaking phase, everything you needed to do to make the most out of the peaking phase is done. You're not rushing through shit for no reason.
And I think just giving people a longer run up just ups the percentage of like a PR happening at the end.
Yeah.
Because I like doing the same thing when I start with an iron athlete. Have like 2 good training blocks to build a base, and only then peaking. Because then they're comfortable, their technique's feeling good, and then once you get into the peaking, everything goes well, and you have basically guaranteed PR.
Yeah, and
you've got like 3.5 months of solid training.
And then you see real gains. People make really, really big jumps. That kind of fits my philosophy. Like, I like my athletes to be able to do their old PR for reps first before we move on to a new PR.
Yeah.
So that means for sure you've built a really strong foundation. And then what I like about that approach is that also guarantees that once you build fundamental strength, that becomes your new baseline. That you're not only just rushing into a peak, and then after that peak you crash back down and you keep doing this. It's build up in strength, hit a new baseline. Build up in strength, hit a new baseline. And that works really, really well, especially for our athletes.
I think like where you constantly try to peak, I think that's a phase that everyone goes to. Yeah. Like I just started with a new athlete, and he was just starting to lift heavy, and then he hit a plateau. And I think that's something that happens to everyone. Because it's like, oh, this lifting heavy thing is cool. Oh, I get stronger week to week. And then they don't get stronger. It's like, wait, why is this happening?
Am I doing something wrong?
Yeah. Why can't I just like lift more weight every week?
So I love the fact that both these groups are so unique. You have a 4-week focus. You have like the classic powerlifting phases. The training styles are different. The goals are very unique. If you want to become very, very strong in powerlifting, you want to become a better powerlifter all around, the classic powerlifting group is absolutely for you. Has all the features you need. And Roy is a fantastic coach with that, and he has a track record to prove it. Yeah. If you want to become stronger, fitter, faster, you want to look good, you want to move well, then the functional formula is perfect for you. Myron knows exactly what he's talking about. He's a specimen himself. And you guys just have a lot of years of effort put into understanding these specific goals and disciplines. So, and with the features that we offer in the services, I mean, you can't go wrong. So if you feel that you need a little extra push, you enjoy the idea of having a coach help you towards a specific goal, having a community support you, and which I'm hoping, is that you think that the cost value that we're offering is very, very reasonable, then it's perfect for you. We hope that actually most of our members in the gym will slowly find their way towards one of these groups, because you have awesome programming on a weekly basis. You have a coach, people you see here in the gym regularly who you can help you out. You can join the classes of these people to get more of a real life experience of what you're seeing in the programming. I mean, it's almost like business-wise, it's almost a perfect product.
Yeah.
So let's, if you guys have any questions about these groups, feel free to always, if these guys are working, not when they're training, if they're working, ask them questions. You guys come to us. You can ask us at the front desk, and you plan to sit down. We're more than happy to help. We'll be sending more information and making a post about it to clear everything up, because it's a whole new product and service, and you can't expect everyone to understand it within one post. But hopefully this episode helps. Anything you guys want to add before we close off?
No, I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah?
I think that's it.
Awesome.
Yep.
I'm super excited. I'm very proud of this idea that we came up with and the effort you guys have put into it. So, guys, if you're interested, check it out. There's a link in the bio on our Instagram page and on our website. There's a whole big banner. You click on a button to get there. If you have any questions, if you want to know for sure if this fits for you, come let us know. We're more than happy to help. And remember, October 31st is the day one of the training. So you have to sign up before October 30th so you can make sure you have access to all the platforms. You can sign up now already and start and get in the group and start getting all the information you need. At November, we start.
Yep.
All right. Thanks for listening, guys. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe. If you are listening to this and you'd rather see us talk about this, you can check out our YouTube channel as well. There's a video version there. And do all the algorithm stuff, like, comment, share, download, all the...
Feed the algorithm.
Feed the algorithm. Help us out. Because if you don't do it, then, it won't happen.
Yep.
Thank you, guys, and peace.
See ya.
Peace.